Power is not given, it is taken. And in this world, the one who understands human psychology controls the game. Most people grow up believing that success is about talent, luck, or kindness. They are told that if they work hard, smile often, and wait patiently, life will reward them. But that is a lie. The truth is brutal. Success does not come to those who wait. It comes to those who take control. It comes to those who understand influence, the ability to make others obey without resistance, to bend situations in their favor, and to command respect without asking for it. Think about it. How many talented people do you know who are broke? How many kind people are ignored, overlooked, or used by others? How many hard-working people remain stuck in the same place year after year, while someone with less skill but more influence rises above them? Kindness without control is weakness. Hard work without strategy is slavery. The world does not reward effort, it rewards dominance, and that is why you are here. Because you are not like the masses. You are not satisfied with being average, waiting for permission, or hoping for luck. You want more. You want to rise above. You want to command the room, control the game, and shape your destiny. You want power. And power is built on psychology, the dark, hidden strategies that most people never see, but that the elite have used for centuries. In the next 40 minutes, you will learn 10 Machiavellian tactics, dark psychological strategies that leaders, rulers, and power players have used to bend people to their will. These are not theories. These are not motivational cliches. These are weapons, tools of control, laws of power that once mastered will make you unstoppable. But here is the urgency. If you do not master these tactics, you will always be on the wrong side of power. You will always be the one following orders, not giving them. You will always be the one reacting, not commanding. And the truth is, most people will never learn these laws. They will stay blind, weak, and powerless. They will live their entire lives as pawns in someone else's game, but not you. You are here because you are ready to step into the 1%. You are ready to see the world as it really is. You are ready to stop playing fair and start playing to win. And once you learn these tactics, you will never see people the same way again. You will see their weaknesses, their fears, their hidden desires, and you will know exactly how to use them. So listen carefully, take notes, and commit to applying what you learn, because power is not given, it is taken. And today you begin taking yours. Like this video if you're ready to take power. Subscribe now and join the 1% who act, not wait. Most people live their lives ignored, overlooked, and disrespected. They wonder why no one listens to them, why their efforts go unnoticed, and why respect always seems out of reach. The answer is simple. They do not understand power. They believe that being nice will win them influence. But niceness without strength is not a virtue, it is a weakness. It makes you easy to dismiss, easy to use, and easy to forget. Think about your own life. You work hard, but someone else takes the credit. You speak, but your words vanish into the air while others dominate the conversation. You want respect, but instead you are brushed aside, treated as if your presence does not matter. This is the reality for most people. They confuse effort with impact. They confuse kindness with authority, and in the end they are left powerless. The cost of staying the same is brutal. If you do not learn how to influence, you will remain invisible. You will remain replaceable. You will remain at the mercy of those who understand the rules of power better than you. The world does not reward the silent worker. It does not reward the endlessly kind. It rewards the one who can command attention, shape perception, and bend outcomes in their favor. Without this ability, you will always be a follower in someone else's game. And here is the harsh truth. Most people will never escape this trap. They will keep working harder, hoping someone notices. They will keep being nice, hoping someone values them. They will keep waiting for recognition that never comes. They will die waiting. But you are not here to wait. You are here because you want to break free from that cycle. You want to stop being ignored. You want to stop being dismissed. You want to stop being powerless. The solution is not to become cruel. Cruelty is sloppy. Cruelty is obvious. Cruelty creates enemies. The solution is to become strategic, to learn the hidden tactics of influence that allow you to control without force, to dominate without shouting, to command without begging. These are the tactics of rulers, leaders, and power players throughout history. And in this video, you will learn them. 10 dark psychology tactics that will give you the edge. 10 laws that will transform the way people see you, hear you, and obey you. If you are ready to stop being invisible and start being unstoppable, then listen closely, because your transformation begins now. Law 1. The law of controlled silence. Silence is one of the most underestimated weapons of power. Most people rush to fill every gap in conversation with words, explanations, or nervous chatter. They fear silence because silence creates tension, and tension makes people uncomfortable. But here lies the secret. People fear the unknown more than they fear words. When you master silence, you master control. You force others to reveal themselves, to expose their thoughts, and to give away their position without realizing it. Think of a negotiation. A skilled negotiator makes an offer, then goes silent. That pause, that heavy silence becomes unbearable for the other side. They feel the need to break it, to justify themselves, to speak first. And in doing so, they often reveal their true limits, their hidden fears, or their desperation. The one who controls silence controls the frame of the conversation. The one who speaks less often gains more. This law is not about being passive. Controlled silence is active. It is deliberate. It is a weapon you use to shift power in your favor. When you remain silent, you create a vacuum. Human nature hates a vacuum. People rush to fill it with words, and in those words, they expose what they should have kept hidden. They reveal their insecurities, their intentions, and their weaknesses. Consider a workplace scenario. You are in a meeting, and someone challenges your idea. Instead of defending yourself immediately, you pause. You hold eye contact. You let the silence stretch. The challenger begins to feel the weight of their own words. They start to backtrack, to soften their tone, or to explain themselves further. Without saying a single word, you have shifted the balance of power. You have made them uncomfortable, and in that discomfort, they lose ground. Or imagine a personal conversation. Someone asks you a direct question, expecting a quick answer. Instead, you pause. You let the silence linger. They begin to wonder what you're thinking. They start to explain themselves more, to justify their question, or to reveal details they never planned to share. Your silence has forced them to give you more information than you gave them. That is control. To apply this law, you must train yourself to resist the urge to fill silence. Count in your head if you must. Hold eye contact, stay calm. Let the other person feel the weight of the pause. Use silence in negotiations, in arguments, in interviews, and in everyday conversations. The more you practice, the more natural it becomes. Most people will never master this. They will always rush to speak, to explain, to defend. But the 1% who apply controlled silence will dominate conversations, extract hidden truths, and command respect without saying a word. Remember this, words can be challenged, but silence cannot. Silence is power. Law 2, the law of authority. Illusion: human beings are wired to obey authority. From childhood, we are conditioned to listen to teachers, parents, police officers, and leaders. This conditioning never disappears. Even as adults, most people automatically submit to anyone who projects authority. They obey symbols, titles, uniforms, badges, and confident body language. They obey tone, firm, commanding, and certain. They obey presentation, the appearance of someone who looks in control. This is the illusion of authority, and it is one of the most powerful psychological levers you can use. The most famous proof of this comes from Stanley Milgram's obedience experiment. In the 1960s, Milgram asked ordinary people to deliver what they believed were painful electric shocks to strangers, simply because a man in a lab coat told them to. Despite their discomfort, most participants obeyed. Why? Because the lab coat symbolized authority. The participants trusted the role, not the man. They followed orders, even when those orders clashed with their morals. That is the terrifying power of authority illusion. Now think about how this plays out in daily life. A person in a sharp suit, walking with confidence, speaking with certainty, will be treated with more respect than someone who looks unsure, even if the second person has more knowledge. A manager who speaks with authority will be obeyed, even if their ideas are weak. A stranger who carries themselves like a leader will be followed, while the hesitant one will be ignored. People are not obeying the truth. They are obeying the illusion of authority. This law is not about lying or pretending to be something you are not. It is about mastering the signals that trigger obedience in others. Posture is the first. Stand tall, shoulders back, chin up. Never slouch, never shrink. Your body must broadcast confidence before you even speak. Tone is the second. Speak slowly, clearly, and firmly. Do not rush your words. Do not fill silence with nervous chatter. Every sentence should sound like a command, not a question. Presentation is the third. Dress with intention. Appear sharp, clean, and put together. People judge authority in seconds, and your appearance sets the frame before your words even begin. Apply this law in every interaction. In meetings, project authority through your posture and tone, and watch how people lean in to listen. In negotiations, dress and speak like the one in control, and the other side will unconsciously submit. In social settings, carry yourself with the calm confidence of a leader, and you will notice people deferring to you without realizing why. Most people will never understand this. They will keep waiting for respect, hoping their hard work speaks for itself. But the 1% know the truth. Respect is commanded, not requested. Authority is not about who you are, it is about what you project. Master the illusion of authority, and people will follow you, obey you, and trust you without question. Law 3. The law of scarcity. Human beings are hardwired to chase what they cannot easily have. The moment something becomes rare, its value multiplies in the eyes of others. This is the law of scarcity. People do not crave abundance. They crave what is limited, what is slipping away, what they might lose if they do not act fast. Scarcity creates urgency, and urgency drives action. If you want to increase your power, you must learn to make yourself, your time, and your resources scarce. Look at luxury brands. They do not flood the market with endless supply. Instead, they release limited editions, restrict access, and create waiting lists. A handbag, a watch, or a car becomes more desirable not because of its function, but because of its rarity. People line up, pay more, and fight for the chance to own what few others can. Scarcity transforms ordinary objects into symbols of status and power. The same principle applies to human interaction. When you are always available, always accessible, always saying yes, people begin to take you for granted. Your presence loses its weight. Your attention loses its value. But when you make yourself scarce, when you are selective with your time, when you do not respond instantly, when you are not always within reach, suddenly people chase you. They value your presence because it is rare. They respect your time because it is limited. They crave your attention because it is not guaranteed. Consider relationships. The person who is always available, always eager, always giving, is often ignored or undervalued. But the one who is harder to reach, who chooses carefully when to engage, becomes magnetic. Their scarcity creates desire. Or think about leadership. A leader who speaks constantly is ignored. But a leader who speaks rarely, only at decisive moments, commands attention. Their words carry more weight because they are scarce. To apply this law, you must discipline yourself. Do not give your time freely to everyone. Do not answer every message instantly. Do not make your presence ordinary. Instead, create controlled scarcity. Limit your availability. Appear less often but with greater impact. When you do show up, make it count. When you do speak, make it powerful. When you do give your attention, make it feel like a privilege. Most people will never do this. They will keep giving themselves away, hoping to be liked, hoping to be noticed. But the 1% understand that value comes from scarcity. By making yourself less available, you become more respected. By limiting your presence, you increase your influence. By controlling your time, you control the game. Remember this: abundance is ignored, scarcity is desired. Make yourself scarce and you will become priceless. Law 4. The law of reciprocity. Trap human psychology is built on an invisible rule. When someone gives us something, we feel compelled to give back. This is the law of reciprocity. It is not a choice. It is a deep, automatic response wired into the human brain. From childhood, we are taught that fairness means returning favors. Society reinforces this rule at every level, and because of this, reciprocity becomes a powerful trap. If you know how to use it, you can make people feel obligated to you, even when they don't realize it. The best example comes from sales. Walk into a store and a salesperson offers you a free sample. It seems harmless, even generous. But the moment you accept it, your brain feels a subtle pressure. They gave me something. Now I should give back. That pressure often leads to a purchase you never planned to make. The free sample was not a gift. It was bait. The salesperson used reciprocity to trigger your obedience. This law works everywhere. In business, a small favor, like sharing information, offering help, or giving a compliment, creates a silent debt. The other person feels they owe you, even if they cannot explain why. In relationships, doing something thoughtful, even something small, makes the other person feel pressure to return the gesture. In negotiations, offering a minor concession first often forces the other side to give a bigger one in return. Reciprocity is not about kindness, it is about control. To apply this law, you must give strategically. Do not give randomly. Do not give without purpose. Every favor, every gesture, every concession should be calculated. Offer something small, something easy for you but valuable to them. Then wait. The debt will grow in their mind. They will feel the weight of obligation. And when the time comes, you collect. For example, in the workplace, you might help a colleague with a small task. Later, when you need support for your idea, they will feel compelled to back you. In social settings, you might buy someone a drink. Later, when you need an introduction or a favor, they will feel pressure to return it. In leadership, you might give recognition to someone publicly. Later, they will feel loyalty to you because you gave them status. Most people use reciprocity unconsciously. They give without strategy and they collect nothing. But the 1% use it as a weapon. They give with precision and they collect with power. Remember this: every gift creates a chain, every favor creates a debt, and every debt can be cashed in for influence. Master the reciprocity trap, and you will never run out of leverage. Law 5. The law of emotional anchoring power is not only about logic or strategy, it is about emotion. People do not follow facts, they follow feelings. They obey when their emotions are tied to your presence. This is the law of emotional anchoring. When you consistently link strong emotions to yourself, people begin to associate those emotions with you. Over time, they stop responding to your words alone and start responding to the emotional state you trigger in them. Think about politicians. They rarely speak without symbols, music, or imagery. Patriotic songs, national flags, and powerful slogans are not random. They are anchors. These elements stir emotions of pride, unity, and loyalty, and those emotions become tied to the politician's presence. The audience does not just hear the words, they feel the emotions, and once emotions are anchored, obedience follows. People are not obeying the person, they are obeying the feelings that person makes them experience. This principle is everywhere. Advertisers use it when they pair products with excitement, beauty, or success. Athletes use it when they celebrate victories with powerful gestures that fans come to associate with triumph. Leaders use it when they consistently project calm confidence during crises, making their followers feel safe simply by being near them. Emotional anchoring is the invisible glue that binds people to you. To apply this law, you must deliberately anchor yourself with positive, powerful emotions. Confidence is the first. Every time you enter a room, carry yourself with certainty. Speak with conviction. Move with purpose. Over time, people will begin to feel more confident simply because you are present. Excitement is the second. When you bring energy and passion, people will start to associate you with momentum and possibility. They will crave your presence because it lifts their state. Strength is the third. When you remain calm under pressure, people will anchor feelings of safety and stability to you. They will obey because you represent control. Here is how you use it in practice. In conversations, smile when delivering good news so people connect you with positivity. In meetings, project calm authority when others panic, so people connect you with stability. In social settings, bring energy and enthusiasm so people connect you with excitement. Repeat these patterns consistently and the anchoring effect grows stronger. Most people never think about this. They let emotions happen by accident. Sometimes they bring stress, sometimes negativity, sometimes doubt, and that is what people end up associating with them. But the 1% are intentional. They choose the emotions they project. They anchor themselves to power, confidence, and excitement. And once those emotions are tied to their presence, people obey without question. Remember this: logic convinces the mind, but emotion commands the will. Anchor yourself to the right emotions, and you will not just influence people, you will own their loyalty. Law 6. The law of fear and relief. Fear is the oldest and strongest motivator in human psychology. When people are afraid, their resistance weakens, their logical thinking shuts down, and their survival instincts take over. In this state, they are desperate for safety, for certainty, for someone to guide them out of danger. This is where the law of fear and relief comes into play. If you can create or highlight fear and then immediately provide relief, people will obey you. They will see you not just as a leader, but as their savior. History is filled with examples of this law in action. Leaders throughout time have understood that fear alone is not enough. Fear paralyzes, but relief mobilizes. By presenting a crisis, whether real or exaggerated, and then offering themselves as the solution, they gain absolute loyalty. The people cling to them not because they want to, but because they feel they must. The fear makes them desperate, and the relief makes them obedient. Think about how this works in everyday life. A doctor warns a patient about the dangers of ignoring their health. The fear sinks in. Then the doctor offers a treatment plan, and the patient follows it without hesitation. A company highlights the risks of missing out on an opportunity, then presents their product as the answer. Customers rush to buy, not because they truly need it, but because the fear of loss was replaced with the relief of a solution. The key is balance. Too much fear without relief creates panic and paralysis. Too much relief without fear creates complacency. But when you combine the two, when you first trigger fear, then immediately provide the path to safety, you create obedience. People will follow you because you represent both the danger and the escape. To apply this law, you must learn to subtly highlight dangers. Do not exaggerate wildly, or you will lose credibility. Instead, point out the risks that others ignore. Show people what could go wrong if they do nothing. Let them feel the weight of that fear. Then, step in with the solution. Position yourself as the one who can remove the danger, the one who can restore safety, the one who can bring relief. For example, in leadership, you might warn your team about the consequences of falling behind competitors. That fear creates urgency. Then you present your strategy as the way forward and they rally behind you. In personal influence, you might highlight the risks of a poor decision, then guide someone toward the better choice. They will follow because you gave them both the warning and the way out. Most people will never master this. They either avoid fear altogether, trying to stay positive, or they create fear without offering relief, leaving people anxious and resistant. But the 1% understand the cycle. Fear breaks down defenses and relief builds obedience. Master this law, and you will not just influence people, you will own their loyalty. Law 7. The law of social proof. Human beings are not as independent as they like to believe. Most people do not make decisions based on logic or deep analysis. They look around and copy what others are doing. This is the law of social proof. When people see a crowd moving in one direction, they assume it must be the right path. When they see others approving, buying, or following, they feel safer doing the same. Social proof is the invisible force that drives obedience, conformity, and mass behavior. Look at the digital world. Online reviews and testimonials are the backbone of modern sales. A product with thousands of positive reviews will outsell a better product with none. Why? Because people trust the crowd more than their own judgment. They think, if so many others approve, it must be good. This is why companies showcase testimonials, ratings, and case studies. They are not just sharing information. They are weaponizing social proof to trigger obedience. This law is not limited to business. It operates in every area of life. In social settings, people laugh when others laugh, even if the joke is weak. In politics, people support candidates who appear to have the largest following. In culture, trends spread not because they are superior, but because enough people adopt them early, creating a snowball effect. The crowd creates the illusion of truth, and individuals surrender to it. To apply this law, you must show evidence that others already follow, respect, or admire you. Do not wait for people to figure it out on their own. Display it. If you are building influence online, highlight testimonials, comments, and engagement. If you are leading a team, showcase the loyalty of those who already support you. If you are in negotiations, mention the clients, partners, or allies who have already chosen to work with you. The more you demonstrate that others trust you, the easier it becomes for new people to follow. Consider a speaker walking onto a stage. If the audience claps loudly, newcomers assume the speaker is important. If the applause is weak, newcomers assume the opposite. The same principle applies to you. The more you can engineer visible signs of respect, the more others will fall in line. Even subtle cues, like being introduced with authority, being seen with influential people, or being associated with success, create powerful social proof. Most people ignore this law. They try to convince others one by one, relying only on logic or persuasion. But the 1% understand that the crowd is the ultimate persuader. When people see others already following you, they stop questioning and start obeying. Remember this, individuals doubt, but crowds believe. Use social proof to show that you are already respected, already trusted, already followed, and watch as others rush to join. Law 8. The law of framing. The way you present information is often more powerful than the information itself. This is the law of framing. Human beings do not make decisions based on raw facts. They make decisions based on how those facts are packaged. The same truth can inspire action or create fear, depending on the frame you choose. If you want influence, you must learn to control the frame. Consider this example. A doctor tells a patient that a treatment has a 90% survival rate. The patient feels reassured and hopeful. But if the doctor says the same treatment has a 10% death rate, the patient feels fear and hesitation. The numbers are identical, but the frame changes the decision. This is the hidden power of framing. It shapes perception, and perception shapes behavior. Leaders, marketers, and power players use this law every day. Politicians frame policies as opportunities for growth rather than restrictions. Salespeople frame prices as investments rather than costs. Negotiators frame concessions as wins rather than losses. The facts remain the same, but the frame determines whether people resist or obey. To apply this law, you must always ask yourself, how can I present this in a way that highlights benefits, not risks? If you want someone to follow your lead, frame your idea as a path to gain, not a threat of loss. If you want someone to take action, frame the action as progress, not sacrifice. If you want someone to trust you, frame your presence as safety, not uncertainty. For example, in business, instead of saying, "This project will take 6 months," you frame it as, "In just 6 months, we will have a system that saves us years of wasted effort." In leadership, instead of saying, "We cannot afford to fail," you frame it as, "We have everything we need to win." In personal influence, instead of saying, "I don't want to waste your time," you frame it as, "I want to give you something valuable." The words are different, but the impact is massive. Framing also allows you to control conflict. When someone challenges you, do not fight on their terms. Reframe the situation. If they accuse you of being aggressive, frame it as passion. If they say you are stubborn, frame it as determination. If they call you manipulative, frame it as strategic. The frame you set becomes the reality others accept. Most people never master this. They present facts bluntly, hoping the truth speaks for itself. But the truth is powerless without the right frame. The 1% understand that control of the frame is control of the mind. When you decide how information is presented, you decide how people feel about it. And when you decide how they feel, you decide what they do. Remember this: facts inform, but frames command. Master the law of framing, and you will shape perception, control decisions, and bend reality to your will. Law 9. The law of commitment and consistency. Human beings have a deep psychological need to appear consistent. Once someone makes a commitment, no matter how small, they feel pressure to act in line with that decision. This is the law of commitment and consistency. People want to be seen as reliable, steady, and true to their word. They fear looking weak, indecisive, or contradictory. And because of this, once you secure even a small yes, you can guide them toward much bigger compliance. The classic example is in sales. A skilled salesperson does not begin by asking for a large purchase. Instead, they ask for something small, a free trial, a simple survey, or a minor agreement. Once the customer says yes, they feel invested. They want to remain consistent with that first decision. Later, when the salesperson asks for the full purchase, the customer is far more likely to agree. The small yes opens the door to the big yes. This principle is everywhere. In politics, campaigns ask people to sign a petition or wear a small badge. Later, those same people are more likely to donate money or volunteer time because they want to stay consistent with their earlier support. In relationships, someone might ask for a small favor first, like borrowing a pen. Later, they can escalate to larger requests, and the other person complies because they already committed to helping. In leadership, asking a team to agree on a small step makes them more likely to follow through on larger initiatives. To apply this law, you must think strategically. Do not begin with your biggest demand. Begin with something small, something easy to agree with. It could be a simple question. Do you want to improve this? It could be a small action. Can you give me 5 minutes? It could be a minor favor. Can you review this quickly? Once they commit, you have planted the seed of consistency. Later, when you escalate your request, they will feel compelled to follow through. For example, in negotiations, you might first ask the other side to agree on a minor point. Once they say yes, they're more likely to agree on larger terms. In persuasion, you might ask someone to publicly support a small idea. Later, they will defend bigger ideas to remain consistent with their earlier stance. In influence, you might get someone to commit to a small habit, like attending one meeting. Soon, they will feel obligated to continue because consistency is now tied to their identity. Most people never use this law consciously. They ask for too much too soon and they face resistance. But the 1% understand that influence is built step by step. A small yes today becomes a bigger yes tomorrow. And once someone commits, they will fight to remain consistent, even if it means obeying you against their own interests. Remember this, people do not just want to be right, they want to be consistent. Secure the first commitment and the rest will follow. Law 10. The law of dominant presence power is not always about words, strategies, or even actions. Sometimes it is about presence alone. People obey those who radiate certainty and dominance. This is the law of dominant presence. When you walk into a room with authority, when your body language, tone, and energy project control, people instinctively defer to you. They may not even understand why. They simply feel it. Dominance is not explained. It is experienced. Look at military leaders. They do not need to beg for obedience. Their posture is upright, their movements sharp, their tone decisive. They radiate certainty, and that certainty commands respect. Soldiers follow them not just because of rank, but because their presence leaves no room for doubt. The leader's energy says, "I am in control," and everyone else responds accordingly. This is the same principle you must master if you want to command power in your own life. Dominant presence begins with body language. Stand tall, shoulders back, chest open. Move with purpose, never with hesitation. Do not fidget, do not shrink, do not look away. Hold eye contact longer than others are comfortable with. Every gesture should signal confidence and control. Your body must broadcast authority before you even speak. Next comes your voice. Speak slowly, clearly, and firmly. Do not rush your words. Do not fill silence with nervous chatter. A dominant voice is calm, steady, and decisive. It does not rise in pitch when challenged. It does not stumble or apologize unnecessarily. When you speak, people should feel that your words are final, not open for debate. Finally, your energy. Dominance is not about aggression, it is about certainty. Aggression creates resistance, but certainty creates obedience. When you radiate calm confidence, people feel safe following you. When you radiate strength, people feel compelled to respect you. When you radiate decisiveness, people stop questioning and start obeying. To apply this law, train yourself daily. Practice walking into rooms with authority. Practice speaking with a steady, commanding tone. Practice holding eye contact until others look away. In meetings, sit upright and still, while others shift nervously. In negotiations, speak less, but with more weight. In social settings, project calm confidence and watch how people naturally defer to you. Most people will never master this. They will slouch, mumble, and radiate uncertainty. They will wonder why no one respects them, while the 1% understand that respect is commanded through presence, not requests. Remember this. People obey those who look like they should be obeyed. If you project dominance, the world will treat you as dominant. The law of dominant presence is simple but absolute. Radiate certainty, and others will follow. Train your body, your voice, and your energy until dominance becomes natural. Once you master this, you will no longer need to demand power. Your presence alone will command it. You have now unlocked 10 Machiavellian tactics that can make people obey instantly. From the silence that forces others to reveal their secrets, to the illusion of authority that bends minds, to the scarcity that multiplies your value, you now hold the code. You have learned how reciprocity traps people in invisible chains, how emotional anchoring ties loyalty to your presence, and how fear and relief can break resistance and build obedience. You have seen how social proof manipulates the crowd, how framing shapes decisions, how commitment locks people into compliance, and how dominant presence commands respect without a word. These are not theories, these are weapons, and now they belong to you. Think about the transformation. Before, you may have spoken but not been heard. You may have worked hard but been overlooked. You may have wanted respect but been dismissed. That ends here. With these 10 laws, you no longer play the game blindly. You control it. You no longer wait for recognition. You command it. You no longer hope for influence. You create it. This is the difference between the powerless and the powerful. The powerless wait. The powerful act. But here is the truth. Most people will never apply these laws. They will nod, agree, and then return to weakness. They will keep being too nice, too available, too afraid. They will keep waiting for luck, for talent, for someone else to hand them power. And they will die waiting. But not you. You are here because you are ready to step into the 1%. You are ready to stop being ignored and start being obeyed. You are ready to stop following and start leading. Now it is your turn to act. Comment below and tell me which law you will use first. Will it be the law of controlled silence to dominate conversations? The law of scarcity to make your presence priceless? Or the law of dominant presence to command respect the moment you enter a room? Declare it now, because the first step to power is commitment. If you are serious about building unstoppable influence, subscribe right now for more power strategies. Every video is another weapon, another edge, another step toward mastery. And if you know someone who is tired of being weak, someone who needs to stop being ignored, share this video with them. Because power is not just for you, it is for those bold enough to claim it. Remember this final truth. Power is not about luck. It is about strategy. The world does not belong to the kindest, the smartest, or the hardest working. It belongs to those who dare to use these laws. Do not just watch. Do not just listen. Apply them. Train them. Live them. Become the one others follow. Your time as a pawn is over. Your time as a player begins now. Comment which law you'll use first. Subscribe for more power strategies, and share this with someone who needs to stop being weak.